Hello everybody, today I've decided to do a video on good anxiety distractions. An anxiety distraction is literally something to distract yourself from your anxiety. It can be used when you feel a panic attack coming on, it can be used to fill your day up if you're somebody that doesn't stay busy during the day. Something that's low-key doesn't mean you have to manage it too much, but something that can completely distract your mind from your anxiety. There's probably not any distraction that can completely 100% distract yourself from your anxiety, especially if your anxiety has been as bad as mine in the past. There has been times when I'm like, nothing will distract myself from anxiety. These are 10 anxiety distractions which I've found really help. So they're tried and tested by me. You don't want to distract yourself from your anxiety in the way that you don't ever think about it, and whenever an anxious thought or you think about your anxiety, you just push it to the back of your mind, because that's not helpful. Using anxiety distractions is purely for when you're trying to get on with life. If your anxiety is at the point where you can't really get things done, you can't really do anything, these distractions should really help you. Make sure you're also talking about your anxiety with either a professional, your doctor, a therapist, or your parents, or your friends, or your boyfriend or girlfriend, somebody. Make sure you're not just pushing everything to the back of your mind, because sometimes that can really build up into a big massive ball and then it'll all come spilling out at some point. So these are distractions to be used alongside you tackle your anxiety in other ways. Sorry. We often hear people saying use a distraction, like use an anxiety distraction, but for a long time I was like, I don't know any anxiety distractions. So that's the reason I'm making this video. Hopefully if any of you are stuck for anxiety distraction ideas, I can help you with these ones that I have tested myself and that I have found very helpful. The first one is the first one because it's the most helpful. For me, it has literally made me so much better. It has really given me an opportunity to be able to not think about my anxiety for 5 minutes, and that is crafts. I started off with kind of paper crafts, doing like origami type things, making cards, all those kind of things, and I'm slowly moving on to kind of knitting and wool work. But any crafts that you are interested in or you think you might be interested in, even if you've not tried it, give it a go. Whether it's origami, card making, knitting, crocheting, even like interior design, I don't know, anything that's creative and crafty, I would really recommend you try and do that, because honestly it really helps, because your mind is busy, your hands are usually busy, and so you're really distracted from your anxiety. The second one is reading, especially when you've got a really great book. I know not everybody might not be interested in reading, but reading is such a great distraction from anxiety. You are transported into this whole other world, and you really, if you get engrossed in it, you really do get engrossed in it. I would say you have to get to page, say 100 to properly get engrossed in a book, so don't be put off by the first 10, 20, 30 pages. Make sure you properly give it a go, and sometimes you can really just be transported to another world, especially if you're bad at sleeping. If you're a bad sleeper, try and read as much as you can, because you can just really be transported into this new world, and then your eyes slowly start to close and it makes your eyes really tired and it makes you feel really sleepy, and then you can fall asleep a bit better. Number 3 is going for a walk, something that might be maybe boring to you. Going for a walk, I've always kind of been like, I'm not an exercise person, although I should be a lot more. I'm just not interested. But going for a walk I found so helpful, especially a walk that's slightly more challenging, so maybe walk a bit further than you usually would, or walk up a hill or something. Anything that gets your heart racing will really reduce your anxiety. It sounds like it wouldn't. At the time, sometimes making your heart rate faster will make you more anxious, but once you come home and you've been on your walk, you will feel a lot calmer. And if you go for a walk with music in or with a friend or something, you can get really distracted, so give that a go. Also, being in nature can really help with anxiety as well, so try that. Number 4, having a bath. I kind of find that just cleaning in general really helps keep me calm, and having a bath though really distracts me. Choosing the bath bomb and making sure it's the right temperature, then getting in the bath and just soaking and doing all the things you need to do in the bath, I think it really distracts me and just really calms me and just makes me feel so much better, especially when you're into Lush as much as I am. Baths are the best. Unfortunately, my next tip isn't very fun, but one of the best distractions for anxiety is cleaning and tidying. I know, it's not fun. Actually, sometimes I find cleaning quite therapeutic, but for the most part, cleaning and tidying isn't necessarily something I enjoy doing on my Saturdays, but honestly it really does distract you. If you get yourself into the zone of putting things in the right place, cleaning, hoovering, you've got a whole day's work in there. Especially if you're somebody that doesn't work or doesn't go to school or anything at the moment, it can really help fill up your day and you feel really productive and very distracted throughout the whole day. It's quite difficult to worry about your anxiety and to be very, very anxious when you're so vigorously hoovering a rug or something like that, so give that a try. Number 6 is YouTube. Whether this is making YouTube videos or watching YouTube videos, YouTube is a really great distraction and I think a really great tool for a lot of people that suffer with mental health. You might not be somebody that's comfortable with making YouTube videos, but that's absolutely fine. There are plenty of YouTube videos to watch and distract yourself with. You can choose to watch mental health videos to try and help yourself, but that might not be a great distraction if you're trying to get away from your mental health. So watching videos that you're interested in, maybe craft videos, maybe videos about makeup or hair, or maybe videos about games, I don't know, whatever you're interested in, there is definitely a YouTube video out there about it. Just get engrossed with watching loads of YouTube videos and you will surely be distracted. Number 7, start a new hobby. This is a really, really great tip because you might already be somebody that has a really good hobby that you love, but it doesn't distract you very much because you're so used to doing it. Trying a new hobby, whether it's a sport, swimming, dancing, singing, arts, politics, whatever you've been interested in for a while, try and go for that and see whether you like it. Starting a new hobby completely from scratch is a great way to distract yourself. You are learning loads of new things, your brain is completely occupied and getting all this information into your head, so it'll be quite hard to think about your anxiety again when you're constantly learning new things and learning a completely new hobby. Number 8, video games. I'm not a massive person for video games, I don't play video games, but they are a great distraction if you are somebody that enjoys video games or think you would enjoy video games. There are lots of different video games. Don't think they're just for boys or just for girls. There are so many different video games out there there will be one out there that you are interested in. You can get cooking ones, zombie ones, I don't really know. I don't know a lot about games, you might be able to tell, but video games are a really great distraction because you are completely engrossed. It's like reading, you're completely engrossed in this brand new world and like trying to do whatever you're doing in the game. I'm really not a gaming person, you can really tell by the way I'm talking about it. Number 9 is baking. When I first started to get very, very ill, maybe like 9-10 months ago, I'm not really sure, 6 months ago, I don't really remember, that's when I started to bake. And that's when I started to have my first taste of distraction. My days were filled from when I woke up to when I went to sleep with anxiety. There was not one tiny little moment where I did not feel anxious or unwell. So having this new baking thing was really great for me. You are very, very distracted. There's loads of different ingredients you need to remember, weighing out things, mixing things, waiting for it to cook, tasting it, everything. Give baking a go, or if you've not tried it before, because that's something that really helped me, especially when I was going through a really tough time. The last one is talking, but not about anxiety. Something I still find quite tricky is travel. My granny lives maybe like an hour away in the car, and that's something that I really struggle with because it's very windy roads and I just get really paranoid I'm going to be sick and stuff like that. But the one thing that really helps me is music, and the other thing is talking to my mum about something that is completely not related to anxiety. So talking to her about politics, or even what she's done that day, what she did with her week, what we're having for tea, I don't know. Anything that's not about anxiety. If you talk about your anxiety at a time where you're prone to get a panic attack or you're prone to get very anxious, you might kind of start making yourself feel even more anxious. So try and talk about something that will completely take your mind off anxiety. So that is my 10 anxiety distractions. I hope that at least one of them will work for you. I really think that they will if you give all of them a go. I'm sure there will be something that will help you out there. Thank you so much for watching this video and I'll see you soon. Bye!